What's up, y'all? It's Neek from Neek and Cam's channel, and I'm back with another video. I just wanted to pretty much speak on liars and toxic people. And this is coming from somebody that's actually positive and not toxic. Because you got people who will make videos talking about toxic people and negative people when they're the actual toxic and negative ones. Me, myself, if you know me in person, if you know me in real life, if you actually know me, not no little couple years type stuff, actually know me. I do not like to get into things that are negative. A lot of things will be different at this moment now if I had known what I know now. And that's just facts. So I'm gonna start on the liar subject first. And you got people who like to lie on you to people you don't even know, and then that's when the toxic part comes in. So it's probably gonna tie into each other as I speak on this topic, on these two topics. Really, it's really one topic, but it's two, if you get what I'm saying. So people like to lie on you, and me being the patient, nice person that I am, I really don't like confrontation. I don't. Now, if I get into some stuff where I'm in some yelling back and forth with people or on the internet type of stuff, you really had to push me to that point. Because I don't sit and argue with people just because somebody says something to me. There's been times where there would be an argument going on, and I would get brought into it, getting called a bitch. There will be a lot of situations where I got talked about and I never said a word about nobody. So even then, or even just rant comments about my appearance, and it's I never cared about how anybody feels about how I look. You got your own preference, you're attracted to, but I really could care less how you feel about how I look, especially since I'm not dating you and I'm not living with you or nothing like that. I have a man, I could care less. But it's just a simple fact that I felt that you was a cool individual to even think that you would even stoop so low to talk about somebody that thought you was cool in the first place, and you just speaking on me bad. But anyways, this is just to say people will just say anything about you to get you to that point, to just stoop to their negative toxic level. Okay, when I was pregnant, I had situations where people were lying to people I heard about but never even really knew. Why would people really stoop so low to sit there and try to stress you out? Well, not even stress you out, but pull you into, not pull you into, but talk about you in a negative circumstance, especially when you're pregnant. Because it's a lot of pregnant people have they react to certain situations different, and it's when you're pregnant, you're more hormonal. It's really you should not be speaking on anybody pregnant, honestly, because you don't know what that person is going through at the end of the day. I had situations like that, still trying to push my buttons, trying to get me to that point, trying to bring out the character or narrative they made in their mind, how they want me to be. But me being who I am, I'm not that person. I'm not negative. I don't just start. If you come at me, I'll let it go for the time being. But at that, it's saying you take my kindness for a weakness. And those are the type of toxic liars that do that. They sit there, lie to other people about things because they assume things in their mind, because that's what they do. They sit there, oh, this person is doing this person doing that, so this is my narrative in my mind because this is what I want them to be like. And then when they bring not their exact narrative of you, but something close to it, not that people bring that out of me, their narrative, but a motherfucker who's done dealing with your BS at this point, because you just keep talking, you keep talking down on me, you keep just poking at me. And those are the type of people you got to stay away from. If they're the types that just speak on you and don't have a clue who you are personally, had a personal conversation with you, or even if they have had personal conversations with you, but it could be your family or friends or anybody, and they could still sit there and just talk about you like a dog, because that's what toxic people do. They have nothing better else to do than to talk about other people because they're miserable with their lives. So they try to bring other people down with them because they're down. And you know, it gets to a point like they'll lie on you to a certain extent, they'll poke at you to a certain extent, and once they get you to that level, it's like, oh, I got them, you know. So once they got you, they start to fall back and start playing victim until you come in and start getting crazy and wild. And I saw this post on Facebook, and it was so accurate to me, because it's like, wasn't the most, but like the nicest people or quietest people, like people who don't get into stuff like that, can be the most aggressive, you know, when they're, you know, antagonized. And that hit a core in me, because it's like, that's true as hell. Because it's like, when you're that type of person in real life, not for YouTube or for likes, it's like, why am I getting, you know, attacked and I don't say anything, I don't do anything, I'm just here, you know? I'm literally just here. And people still like, but like I said, once they get you out your character, it's the closest narrative they can get you to. Once they hit your breaking point, like I said, they back off and they're like, okay, I got him. Like when you fishing, I got him, because you feel the fish nibbing at your hook. So you pull him in, you reel him in. It's like, there it is. Then that narrative they gave to everybody else that they were talking to about you, or somebody else you don't even know, it's like, yep, I knew it. That's the type of person they are. No, that's not the type of person they are. They were never that type of person. That's always been in there. But at the same time, you cannot expect to keep poking at people and antagonizing people and think that they're not going to like respond. Every action has a reaction. There's always two sides to a story, especially people that lie. The one thing I dislike the most is a liar, especially grown ones at that. Because it's like, it's one thing to lie when you're a child because you're scared of what kind of discipline you might get from your parents if you lie to them, or if you don't lie. Because let's be real, if you know, you know, like if you tell the truth, usually you won't get that bad of discipline. But if you lie, it's like you're scared, so you think you can get away with it. But as grown ass people, you should not be lying about anything. What are we lying about at this point? Like, it makes zero sense to me why anybody should be lying at their grown ass age. And that's just facts. If, you know, I got something to say, I say it. If you ask me a question, I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. There's no reason why people should be lying. It'll never make sense to me at all, ever. So it's like, just stop, you know, stop antagonizing people. Stop trying to make it seem like you're this person that you're not, because you're not that guy. You're not that girl. You're not whoever the heck you think you are, because you're not. Then you have the people who will come around you, the toxic ones, and be like, oh, this person said this about you, about your situation. Mind you, these people never met me, or maybe these like other, like if you have this situation like you in your life, and it's like, oh, they said this about you not doing this and you not doing that, and the person coming to you with this is the only one with that information that they're talking about, the person that doesn't know you. And it gets to the point where, okay, well, for them to know that information, because it never met me, they got it from somebody, and that somebody must have been you. Because toxic people like to do that too. They like to deflect, you know? They like to deflect and like, oh, try to give you information that you think is good information. But you see, me, in my mindset, I don't think like that. Yeah, the person was talking about me. Okay. But what and how did they get the information to think that they can speak on that specific subject? Because obviously it came from somebody, and that somebody is you. So, yeah, that person is talking about me, but what made them talk about that? And why are they talking about it? And how are they talking about it? Because they don't know me, they don't get information from me, nor Cam, so, or just in general. So how are they able to talk about me? Or in general, other people? It's like they sit there and try to say, oh, this person was talking about you, but you gave them the ammunition to sit there and shoot at me. You cannot sit there and give people information and then for them to act like they know the situation and speak on somebody's situation. If you get what I'm saying. So you're no better than that person that was talking about me, because you told them what's going on for them to speak on a subject that they have no idea about unless they got the information from you. It's crazy. And this is what I'm talking about, like liars and, well, manipulators are the same thing, because toxic people like to manipulate, liars like to manipulate. They like to manipulate stories. They like to sit there and tell you a side of a story. Like like I said in the beginning, there's two sides to every story. You cannot just tell me your side and not me hear the other side, because there's a story that I'm not going to bring up because that's no right to me to bring up. But there was this story that was brought up to me, and it was this side of the story. Okay. And then when the real side of the story got brought up, it's like, that makes a lot more sense. Crazy. It's very crazy. Because once you know the real truth, it's like you might hear their truth, because that's what they believe it to be, their truth, when it's really a lie. Because that's what liars do. They make up lies to a certain point where they think their lies are true. Trust me, I've dealt with a liar before. I know a liar when I see one. And there's the second truth, which is the real truth. No lies involved, you know? And then when you sit there and think, it was like, why would this person go out their way to lie about something like that, you know? But at the same time, they do that to make it seem like they're the better person. Like they're the ones that got hurt when they're, like I say, you're not the victim at all. So stop making these videos. It be the manipulating people and toxic people who sit there and make videos like these, like I am. But I'm not a manipulator or a toxic person or a negative person. I'm making this video because I'm an actual positive person, and I've dealt with these situations in real life. So that's why I'm talking about it. When I'm talking about toxic stuff, it's true. It's real to the core. It's nothing but facts. No cap. So that's what I want to say. Like, if you ever get a person that's constantly talking about toxic people in their videos and their caption is toxic, 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 maybe you're only talking about toxic people because maybe you're the actual toxic person. Because I think this is the first video I made about toxic people, because I can relate to it, because I'm not a toxic person. I dealt with toxic people, so I can speak on it as a real individual, as a non-lying person, as a positive person. At one point, I'm still a positive person, but it's like, don't, like I said, do not take me out my element. Then I'm going to get to that point, and then that's what the negative, toxic people want you to do. They want to sit there, like I said in this video, they like to poke at you, talk about you, and then once you hop out your bag and you just don't give a damn if you go to jail or not, they want to back off and like get police involved. Why do you want to get police involved if you started it? And then that's when it comes in. It's like, you know what, at this point, like if I get into any altercation with anybody, I screenshot stuff now, period. Especially when you're dealing with liars, you got to screenshot stuff. That's the great thing about technology these days, is that you can screenshot stuff. You could catch people and they're like, oh, you didn't say this? You didn't do this? Well, what's this? I screenshot anything nowadays. If you are in a situation that I am in, or just in general, like if you're dealing with, this is my positive message in this video. I wish, look, I cannot say that if I get in a situation like this again and I'm brought up, I won't ignore it. But at the same time, like I said, people reach a breaking point. They get to the point where you cannot keep just antagonizing me and thinking that you're going to get away with it. Period. Like I said, I feel like I'm a positive person to a certain extent. And some people's tolerance towards complete nonsense and like people just talking crazy to them is very low. And I can say that about Cam. Like when somebody is talking crazy to him, he goes 0 to 100 real quick. And that's a fact. For me, you really gotta sit there and push me there. But at the same time, a person gotta be pushing for a long time for me to get to that point where it's like, look, I'm just saying every cuss word in the book, wanting to fight people, and I don't even do that, you know? So, like I said, this is my positive message for the video, because this is about toxic people, and this is my positive message. If you're in a situation where you're dealing with a toxic person and you're a positive person, positive people can definitely feel certain energies out. Negative people, they feel you out, but they don't feel your energy because they're negative. They can't feel anything but to be hateful. Positive people can feel that. So if you're in that situation where you're feeling a person out and like just the first instinct, you just feel like, I don't need to be around this person, or you don't feel it at first, and this people is talking about other people to you and you to other people, dead it there. Don't keep even dealing with the people. And this is, I didn't want to bring this up, but it's something to do with my situation. I'm allowed to talk about that. That's why me and Cam are getting our last name changed. And that's all I'm going to say about that. If I had known what I know now, I would be married to Cam. But I definitely wouldn't have that name, that last name. That's for facts. But we came up with a last name that we're going to go with when we start going through the process of getting our last name changed and starting our own little legacy and all that. So, you know, people want to sit around and talk, and this is off the topic, but this is like, people want to talk about, you know, people have lost their way, and people don't need to realize who their real family is. I am his real family. I'm married to him. I have a kid with him. I have a kid of my own that he takes care of like it's his kid. So at the end of the day, F what you have to say, because I've been the only one supporting him and there for him. As far as it came down to family, my brothers are his brothers. They act like more brothers than any other people have, and that's just facts. But like I said, like another, you know, to continue my positive message, like, do not keep dealing with people if you feel their energy out. You see that they like to lie, they like to try to manipulate you and try to make you think that something is something that it's not, pretty much. You know, making up things, talking about you, talking about other people to you, talking about you to other people. And that's where you get it, like you know, I know the truth. Like I've been talked to about people, and I've been talked about to other people. I've experienced this in real life. So, like I said, this is coming from a real positive person that has never even gotten into a fist fight for crying out loud. Don't touch me. Don't test me. But anyways, that's my little, thing for toxic people, liars at that. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You can try to thumbs down it, but won't see it. And this is for the people that keep reporting Cam's videos. You a hater. We know who you are. Stop doing that. That's corny. Like, stop disliking people's videos. And since I'm on it, go check out his page, Cameron Dior, The Life of Cam, But like I said, stop. That's another toxic trait. You can't, you don't want to see other people succeed. And another thing, you cannot buy ads either. Haters. But like I said, like, subscribe, hit that bell for post notifications when I post. And you'll see me in the next video whenever I make one, because I'll be here and there. So peace.